Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Crime is Jamaica's #1 threat. As we stay apart while working together to fight COVID-19, we must all live good and unite against crime and violence in Jamaica. Live good means talk it out, don't fight it out. We must live good to build a safe Jamaica. Stay home, stay safe, live good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Meade, has arrived. Please stand. He will be met by the President of the CMA, Brigadier R.N. Mason, and the Commanding Officer of the Host Battalion, the 10th Battalion, the JNSC, Lieutenant Colonel R. Reynolds. He will then be escorted to the saluting dais, where he will receive a sword salute from the parade commander. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated.
Stand easy.
You may have noticed that as the CDS alighted his vehicle, his identifying standard was broken out and can be observed flying from the left flagpole. The next official arrival will be that of the reviewing officer. The reviewing officer is Mr. Glasspool Brown. Mr. Brown is the Director of Elections in Jamaica. Be reminded, you'll be asked to stand upon the arrival of the reviewing officer. Ladies and gentlemen, the reviewing officer, Mr. Glasspool Brown, has arrived. Please stand. He will be met by the President of the CMA, Brigadier R.N. Mason, and the Commanding Officer of the 10th Battalion, the JNSC, Lieutenant Colonel R. Reynolds. He will then be escorted to the saluting dais, where he will receive a general salute from the parade. Please remain standing for the general salute.
General salute. Present. Arms. Intake. Shoulder. Arms.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated.
Intake. Order. Arms.
The parade commander will now march forward, pay the required compliments, and then invite the reviewing officer to inspect the parade.
Sir, Intake 2020-02 is formed up in open order with bayonet fixed and awaiting your inspection. Sir.
The inspection of the troops begin at the first company, with the company commander reporting the company to the reviewing officer. The reviewing officer is then escorted on the inspection down the ranks by the company commander. This gives the reviewing officer an opportunity to inspect each JNSC soldier from head to toe, and if the need arises, to interact one-on-one with each soldier. These JNSC soldiers have been trained to stand perfectly still whilst on parade and will be focused on nothing but the immediate task of delivering a high standard of drill for this passing out parade. Intake 2020-02 is a composite of male and female soldiers. The intake commenced training on Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th of November 2020 with 502 candidates. Of that figure, 407 were males and 95 were females. The cohort saw a slight increase in starting numbers from the previous intake as we grew more accustomed to balancing training in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. The cohort was broken down into 3 groups and taken to the Caribbean Infantry Training Center's locations at CMA Moneague, CMA Montego Bay, and Cobla in Manchester, where they completed 16 weeks of basic recruit training. This basic recruit phase concluded on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of March 2021, respectively. Program phases. The program is broken down into 5 distinct phases and 4 weeks to facilitate privilege leave and administration. Phase 1, basic recruit training. This phase is conducted at the Caribbean Infantry Training Center's 3 training locations at CMA Moneague, CMA Montego Bay, and Cobla Camp in Manchester. It is a 16-week intense physical training phase. The aim of the basic recruit training is to graduate JNSC privates who are able to function effectively as a member of a section or team in basic JDF administrative and training activities. Phase 2, the intermediate training. The aim of the intermediate training is to equip the JNSC privates with more enhanced military and life skills so that they will be better able to integrate into the JDF's working environment and the workforce as a whole. Phase 3, the support arms on the job training. The aim of the support to arms on the job training is to further equip the private NS with specialized military and life skills to better integrate into the JDF's working environment and the workforce. The intent of the training is to break down the intake into subgroups and have them posted to various units across the force. Phase 4, the infantry on-the-job training. This phase is conducted over an 8-week period. The aim of the infantry OJT is to expose the private NS to the rigors and daily routine of the infantry within barracks. Phase 5, the infantry qualification course. The infantry qualification course is an infantry employment specific and infantry trade qualifying course which culminates in the JNSC private being upgraded to an infantry soldier class 3. 454 JNSC soldiers have successfully completed the first 4 core phases of the program and participated in the end of program certification ceremony on Tuesday, November 9th. Today, 352 participants are on parade, marking an end of training and the beginning of service as a regular soldier in the Jamaica Defense Force. The latter figure represents the JNSC soldiers who would have completed all phases of the training and have now earned their place as a member of the regular force. This is the second time since the inception of the program that the passing out parade is being held at the end of the program, as it was previously executed on the completion of the basic recruit training phase. The JNSC is a year-long, comprehensive, integrated, and sequential development process of education, training, experience, and self-development. The program currently supports the JDF's fourth generation plan. By virtue of these 352 soldiers being present on parade today, it is a testimony to their positive characteristics, physical stamina, resilience, determination, and hard work, and of course, demonstration of the core values of the JDF: courage, commitment, honor, integrity, loyalty, and discipline, together with the determination that there is indeed no obstacle too difficult, no task too great. No doubt this training has prepared them to join the JDF at a time when it continues the transformation process to ensure that it remains current and relevant in an ever-changing world. The transformation from civilians to military beings was intense, but the preparation was necessary to shape and enable these new members to face any challenge, be it local or international, that may confront the JDF and this great Jamaica land we love. Despite the challenges, the Jamaica Defense Force continues in its quest to change Jamaica one youth at a time, and whilst doing so continues to play its part in influencing the region and impacting the world. Having completed the inspection, the reviewing officer is now being escorted back to the saluting dais, where he will view the march past by the intake, which will be done in slow and quick time.
Sir, may I have your permission to carry the remainder of the parade? Sir. Intake. In close order. Inwards. Dress.
Today! Stand still! Yeah, right off! Steady. Stand still! Yeah, left off! Intake! Aye! Front!
Intake. Shoulder. Arms. Intake will march past in slow and quick time. Off to the right in trees. Right. Turn. Aye. The left. Slow. March.
So there they go, ladies and gentlemen, marching past in slow time, 65 paces to the minute, 352 young men and women who pledged service before self to this, our country, upright and proud, demonstrating that the training has made much difference in their development. The tune Globe and Laurel, composed by V. Dunn, being played by the massed bands and drums of the JDF. And as they turn, heading towards the B stands in preparation for the advance, ladies and gentlemen, if from your vantage point you're able to see them, it's indeed okay to clap, to call out their names, because today is indeed a great day for you as families and for Jamaica as a country. So as they advance and approach the saluting days, parade being led by the parade commander, Major Jennifer McKenzie, followed by the second in command, Captain C.S. Dryden, then the officer commanding Bravo Company, Captain Wayne Fong. The 1st Platoon of Alpha Company, number 6 Platoon, is commanded by Sergeant Jennings C. And the right marker is Corporal Mitchell O. Note, ladies and gentlemen, as each platoon passes the saluting days, the highest right will be given by the platoon sergeant, and he will salute. Note also the officers in front, the sword salute as they pass the saluting days. It's called the flourish. Then we have number 7 platoon commanded by Sergeant Harrison D. The right marker there is Corporal Henry R. Then comes number 8 platoon commanded by Sergeant Brown D. And the right marker is Corporal Roden O. Following number 8 platoon, the company Sergeant Major WO2 Claude Brooks. Then comes number 9 platoon, commanded by Sergeant Pearson S. The right marker there, Corporal Williams D. Then we have number 10 platoon, commanded by Sergeant McGann D. And his right marker, Corporal Bruce D. Behind them we have the parade Sergeant Major WO2 Romeo Hemmings. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Charlie Company. Leading the way is the officer commanding, Captain Claude Rose. Then number 11 platoon commanded by Sergeant Thomas H. And the right marker is Corporal Allen A. Then number 12 platoon commanded by Sergeant Hyatt R. The right marker is Corporal Hutchinson C. Number 13 platoon is up next, commanded by Sergeant Lawson S. The right marker there is Corporal Rooms C. Then we have number 14 platoon, commanded by Sergeant Grant O. The right marker, Corporal Phipps D. Then we have the parade adjutant, Captain Orain Jackson. And finally, number 15 platoon, commanded by Sergeant Bryce N. The right marker there is Corporal Joseph R. Ten platoons of young men and women who pledged themselves in service to their country. In slow time, ladies and gentlemen, stepping to the tune of By Land and Sea. heading up the straightaway, you sense, ladies and gentlemen, that they know, everyone knows that this is a day that they've all been waiting for. It is indeed a beautiful day for a parade. So ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the parade in slow time. Brace yourselves as the parade prepares to break into quick time.
Quick time. Quick march.
There they go, ladies and gentlemen, in quick time, stepping out, stepping sharp, arms swinging from front to rear as far back as physically possible, chest up, neck bracing against the collar, marching at a regulation rate of 120 paces to the minute. And if you look closely at the body of troops, the arm swing, you will realize that there is precision and composure. And this ties into the confidence and ultimately the strong sense of discipline that all soldiers must possess. As they advance, the band plays the tune, the swing march, arranged and composed by Henry Mancini. The swing march has become the soldiers' tune. The soldiers of the JDF has adopted this tune as their own. Ladies and gentlemen, they say whenever they're on parade marching, this tune is being played by the band. The tune has the ability to lift the spirit. It makes you want to put a little pep in your step. So as they approach the saluting days for the second time, it's indeed okay to cheer, to clap, call out the names of those with whom you're familiar, because you're witnessing a very proud moment here indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, the swing march has a very catchy beat. Therefore, if you're feeling the rhythm in your bones, then there's absolutely no shame in tapping your feet to the beat of the music. task to transform civilians into military beings is a very difficult one that can only be entrusted to the finest of instructors. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the evidence you've seen so far, I am sure you will agree that this one-year training program was good for the development of these young Jamaicans. At this time, I'd like to invite the reviewing officer to his seat whilst we make preparations for the awards aspect of the ceremony.
Intake will advance. Left. Turn. Intake. Order. Arms. In. Open. Order. Inwards. Dress.
The parade is being dressed and realigned for the presentation and awards aspect of the ceremony, following which the parade commander will give the intake review and then invite the commanding officer to escort the reviewing officer forward to present the awards. The reviewing officer will then be formally introduced by the parade commander, Major Jennifer McKenzie, before he gives his address.
Stand still. The right of front rank.
At the end of the address, the passing out prayer will be done by the chaplain, Major the Right Reverend D. Friend.
The left of front rank. Eight man just forward. Eight man just forward. Steady. Stand still. The right of center rank. Fourth man just forward. Wait, steady. Stand still. The left of center rank. Third man just forward. Wait, steady. Stand still. The right of rear rank. Stand still. The left of rear rank. Intake. Front.
Parade. Standard. Ace. Stand. Easy. Reviewing Officer, Mr. Glasgow Brown, Director of Elections, Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Horace Chang, Member of Parliament, Mr. Julian Robinson, Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Rocky Meade, Acting Manager Director of our Trust NSTA, Mistress Denton Prince, other special invited guests, members of the General Staff Board, President of the
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with the cold or flu-like symptoms. If you think you've been exposed to COVID-19, stay home. Self-isolate immediately and call 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
We work to make communities safer by essentially looking at the structures in the community that contribute greatest to social capital building. Try to reinforce, build, and establish those structures in a way that the community can sustain their own safety and own their own peace. When we say, for instance, we're doing a zinc fence removal program, what we're really doing is improving the line of sight. If you're on the street and you can see better what is behind the fences, then as you walk along the street or children play and etc., you're able to contribute to crime prevention. We believe in terms of our mandate and our responsibility that by making communities safer, we can make Jamaica safer.
What if they knew that you abused her? Her family?
Mr. Jones.
And your colleagues, how will they look at an abuser? When the law comes knocking, you'll have nowhere to run.
Mr. Brown, you're under arrest. Please get up, hands behind your head and interlock your fingers.
Turn your back on abusers. Report gender-based violence to the police. There's no excuse for abuse. Call the Bureau of Gender Affairs at 876-754-8577.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
I'm saying to every single Jamaican, you will decide how this pandemic ends. If you wear your mask, if you maintain the physical distance, and if you decide to take the vaccines when it is your time, the pandemic will end. But if in frustration or just ignorance, we do not take responsibility, then the pandemic could end badly, including the loss of more lives.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Brutality isn't a legality. There's no rationality as to why this abnormality should become a mentality. A mentality which kills and tortures. Are you really telling me you're afraid to speak up because you might be called an informer?
Training in the fields. On Friday the 5th of November 2021, members of the intake participate in the donation collection drive for the Jamaica Legion for the military veterans. For the second time, trainees were able to participate in march and shoot competition, which is normally done by the regular force. The members of intake did a 2-mile run, negotiated obstacle crossing, engaging or falling plates and targets from 200 meters in various positions. This saw number 12 Platoon winning the competition. Basic fitness standard tests. Trainees are taken through a robust physical curriculum throughout the year, which encourages healthy lifestyle. The basic fitness standards test is a requirement of the Jamaica Defence Force, and all trainees are expected to pass the military fitness standard test. The military swim test. With the challenges of COVID-19 and its restrictions, swimming is one of the life skills that is emphasized in the program and as members of the military. All participants are expected to meet the basic military test, which is also a requirement of the Jamaica Defence Force. Notwithstanding the odds, the men and women of intake 2020, a total of 352, which includes 68 females and 284 males, who have successfully completed the program, today represents strength, courage, commitment, and fortitude, and have thus met the criteria to join the regular arm of the Jamaica Defense Force. This parade marks a proud moment for Intake 2020-02. Members of Intake 2020-02, allow me to leave some final words of advice with you. John Keegan, a British military historian, once said, "Soldiers, when committed to a task, can't compromise its unrelenting devotion to the standards of duty and courage, absolutely loyal to others, not letting the task go until it's been done. As you continue in your career, let nothing but high standards define all that you do. Well done, Intake 2020-02. Now for the presentations of special awards. I now invite the reviewing officer, Mr. Glassburn Brown, to make these presentations. Sir. The March and Shoot Shield. The March and Shoot Shield is awarded to the top-ranking platoon in the March and Shoot competition. The platoon was able to complete a 2-mile run, negotiate obstacle crossing, and engage in falling plates and targets from 200 meters. This competition is meant to test the mettle of an infantryman and his or her ability to close in on with eliminate threat in the time of fatigue. This platoon that was adjudged the winner has the fastest time of 24 minutes and 59 seconds and a scoring of 77. This award goes to number 12 platoon. The Top Shot. The Intake Top Shot Award. During the infantry qualification course phase of the program, trainees are assessed on their proficiency with their assigned weapon. This process sees them zeroing and classifying with their personal weapon. The trainee who is adjudged a top shot is one who has applied him or herself by engaging targets from 300 meters in various positions, including the night shoot. The maximum score that can be attained is 250. Trainee with the highest score of 197, and the recipient of the Top Shot Award is JNSC 34376, Private Gilzine N. Thank you, sir. The Ironman competition. The Ironman competition saw members of intake participate in various physical activities such as the fireman lift, negotiating obstacle course, and a 2-mile run. In addition to these activities, the winner showed good team spirit and endurance. The individual also did 99 push-ups. This award goes to JNSC 34174, Private Powell S. This concludes the medal presentations. It is my privilege to introduce the reviewing officer, Mr. Glasspool Brown, Director of Elections, hails from the parish of Clarendon and is a proud past student of the Glenmore High School. He is a committed Rotarian who continues to play an active role in community service. Mr. Brown holds a master's degree in business administration from the Barry University in Florida and a Bachelor of Arts Science in Economics from the University of the West Indies. He also earned a diploma in energy planning and policy from the University of Pennsylvania. Mr. Brown is a veteran public servant to close to 29 years. His regional and international experiences include representing the Electoral Commission of Jamaica at overseas conferences and election observation missions to Costa Rica and Suriname. In 2009, Mr. Brown joined the Electoral Commission of Jamaica in the capacity as Assistant Director of Elections. Mr. Brown, the Director of Elections, is the Chief Executive Officer of the organization with overall responsibility for making major corporate decisions and managing the overall operations and resources of the Electoral Office of Jamaica. I now invite the reviewing officer to give his remarks. Sir.
Minister, the Honorable Horace Chang, Honorable Attorney General, Mrs. Molly Fort, Lieutenant General Rocky Mead, all other protocol observed. It is indeed my pleasure to join you today for this important occasion. I'm indeed happy that I've been asked to share this moment that marks a significant milestone in your life. You have made it thus far with hard work and dedication. So today I congratulate you for this tremendous accomplishment. You all deserve a round of applause. Graduates, as you return to your communities, I imagine that you will be singing the song, My Dream, My Dream. And you move to the chorus, Look at me now. With them treat me less than gold, put me in a box like rectangle, oh, oh. Look at me now. Look at me now, oh. And I imagine you will say, look at me now, graduate of the JNSC program. Let me express how impressive I believe the JNSC program is with the positive impact it has made on our society. The JNSC aims to be positively impact young people and to engender a disinclination to engage in illegal activities is commendable. Programs like these that help young people to cultivate good habits and give them the tools to become productive members of the society are vital to help Jamaica to achieve Vision 2020, which is only a few years away. And so conscious of the decision that you have made and the training that you have received up to today. As you move graduates into another chapter in your life, I want you to take a simple 6-letter word, which we often take for granted, and that 6-letter word, choice. Life, graduates, is made up of choices, and we are responsible for every single choice we make. Every day we wake up, we choose what to eat, what to wear, where to go, what to do. Sometimes we take our freedom of choice for granted, and we let other people make choices for us. Like when we decide not to exercise our democratic right to vote and to choose who leads our country. I had to put in that plug from where I'm coming from, ECJ. Too many times we allow others to make the choice for us because we sit back and do not speak out for ourselves. Of course, there are some things that we don't have control over. And graduates, you must learn to distinguish between the things that you can change and the things and those that you cannot change. We don't get to choose if we wake up or the weather will be good today or bad, or through the thoughts or feelings of others, but we do have a say in the direction of our lives. You have made a choice to enroll in this program. You made that choice to stick with the program, and you made the choice to excel at the program. That is why you're here today at this graduation. As you move forward, you'll be faced with many choices that you have to make again. What will you do now after you finish this graduation? Now that you have been given the tool to accomplish greatness, what will you do with those tools? Every person who is successful today had difficult choices to make. Even when you do nothing, believe it or not, that is still a choice that you have made. So the question today is, what will you do in terms of the choices that you will make? We cannot deny that crime and high unemployment rate among youth are of great concern in our Jamaican society, and by extension, the Caribbean. According to the Economic and Social Survey published by the PIOJ, Jamaica has a youth unemployment rate of 25.9% and over 10,000 unattached youth. Our young people are oftentimes the victim of crime, violence, and challenging socioeconomic situation. Hence, we understand the struggle that you will face or you continue to face. So I'm saying in no way it is easy to make right decisions until the difficult and given under the difficult and undesirable circumstances, because there's a mentality everybody wants to eat a food and everybody are pre the cheddar. But what I do know is that you have made a step in the right direction with your decision that you have made to join the JNSC program, despite the odds, and saying no to illegal activity. Your decision, graduates, will help you to excel despite all the negative influences around you, and I respect you all for that. Let me take a look at some of the tools that you have received as part of the JNSC program that will equip you to make meaningful decisions and choices. The training that you have completed will help you to boost your employability skill for any field of work you decide to enter, and also allow you to maintain whatever employment you obtain and to transition into new areas of employment when you choose to make a change. Whether you decide to serve the military or in other areas of public or private sector. The training that you have received will help you to build a positive attitude. And this is not about being pleasant and polite and always wearing a smile on your face. It is about maintaining an optimistic mindset, which will help you to make rational decisions even in the midst of chaos. It will help you to be mentally strong While physical strength is important, graduates, your ability to adjust and adapt, or even to recover from changes and new environment is key to success. With so many things happening around you, mental strength will allow you to block out the noise, resist the negative influence, and focus on the positive choices that you need to make to impact positively on your life. The training that you have received will help you to become better citizens. Being a good citizen starts with developing a positive and consistent attitude towards fulfilling your rights and duty to your community and to your country. I hope you have completed the Genesee course. You are now committed to being active, responsible citizens and contributing to your community and to nation building. As you're quite aware, the training will help you to enhance your life skill, and will become well-rounded professional individuals. You have been given some fundamental lessons that will help to broaden your horizon and give you the ability to make sound choices. I'm talking about the courses: customer service, time management, stress management, language and communication skills, ethics and conflict resolution. I'm sure by now you see the values in these skills, even if you did not understand them before. They will not only help you in your personal life, but in your professional life as well. These abilities can sometimes be the difference between the success and the defeat. And so I implore you all graduates not to take them for granted. Life is an exciting journey that continues when you move on from this program. I love how that great young singer Coffee puts it when she said, "We have to give thanks for the journey. The earnings are just for the plus, but gratitude is a must." The journey you're on today is helping to define your character. What you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. It's not about the money or the fame that you will get from social media, etc. And I know some of you are social media techies. It's about the difference you will make and the lives that you will change, because we do it for the love. We don't do it for the likes. This is not a time to sit back and let life happens to you. Choose to do good. Choose to be positive. Choose to be productive and improve your circumstances. Choose to influence others positively and choose to build our nation. We don't simply exist to breathe in oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. We must decide to live, to make the most of every opportunity we are given. The program you have completed, graduates, is preparing you to seize the opportunity that comes your way and even allow you to create your own opportunities, to chart your own course, and to fulfill your destiny. And as you leave here today, your families and your friends and the Genesee program, your communities are counting on you. So am I, to make good choices. The writer C.S. Lewis said, and I quote, "You can't go back to the past and change the beginning, but you can start from where you are today and change the ending." Before you leave this ceremony today, start thinking about the choices you need to make. So I challenge you to be bold, to be confident, and to be courageous in making those tough decisions. Because remember, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. The good book, the Bible says, tells us that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of sound mind. So I leave you with a quote from one of the most revolutionary leaders of our time, Nelson Mandela. And I quote, Nelson Mandela says, "May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears." Once again, graduates, you have done well. And I salute you for the great choice that you have made. And I hope that you will accept the responsibility of becoming ambassadors of the Jamaica National Service Corps. Thank you.
Let us pray.
Heavenly Father, the fountain of all wisdom and the source of a true peace, be present with us as we mark an end and a beginning in the passing out parade. You have called us to serve you and our nation in this, the Jamaica Defense Force. Anoint and enable these, our new members, with your grace, that they may be totally committed to the proper fulfillment of their duties. Be their companion.
arranged by G. Handel. The final show being the 6-point star representing the 6 pillars on which the Jamaica Defense Force is firmly anchored, the core values by which we so steadfastly hold: courage, commitment, honor, integrity, loyalty, and discipline. We continue to be Jamaica's defense force. And so you can cheer, you can whistle, you can clap, you can call out the names of those with whom you're familiar, because you have been hoping and praying for this day, this moment, the day when you will see them marching off the parade grounds for the final time. No longer JNSC recruits, but trained members of the regular force. The year-long training program was specifically designed and guaranteed to make better Jamaicans in order to make a better Jamaica. So whether you're here physically or virtually, there you have it, your sons, your daughters, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, cousins, friends even. The excitement, the joy, the euphoria are characterized by the knots in your stomach, the tear in your eye, that warm, fuzzy feeling of pride as they turn and make their way inwards for the final exit. Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing them. The tune, the familiar Old Lang Syne, composed by R. Burns. 352 young men and women with rifles proudly at the recovery, making their way off the parade grounds, being led by the parade commander, Major Jennifer McKenzie, followed by the parade second in command, Captain C.S. Dryden, the parade adjutant, Captain O. Jackson, the 2 company commanders, Captain Wayne Fong and Captain Claude Rose, then the parade sergeant major 002 Romeo Hemmings, the 2 company sergeant majors 002 Claude Brooks and 002 Tyrone Stewart, then the platoon sergeants, following closely the squad corporals, and then the newest members of the Jamaica Defense Force, ladies and gentlemen, marching off these parade grounds for the final time. A proud moment indeed, ladies and gentlemen, for families and for country. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, they do deserve a round of applause. It is a proud moment indeed. They will be back shortly for the taking of the official photographs. Please remain in your seats. They will be back shortly for the official photographs. All the photographs, ladies and gentlemen, of this graduation ceremony will be made available to you via the JDF's website and the JDF's Facebook page. They will be back shortly. In the meantime, enjoy the melodious selection of the band as it marches center stage in preparation for the playing of the patriotic hymn and the closing of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you to stand for the playing of the patriotic hymn. request that you remain standing until the drum major has been given permission to carry on. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. Shortly with the chairs used for the official photographs. In the meantime, let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that although the season for wearing the poppies has closed, we continue to solicit your support on behalf of our veterans. Your contribution will go far away in assisting us in caring for our ex-servicemen located at Perfy Home in Newport, Manchester. I remind you that our Vets for Vets concert will be aired on various platforms, including TVJ, tomorrow, Saturday the 13th. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be FREE, free, on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Watch your favorite artists entertain you in aid of our vets. Also, ladies and gentlemen, in 2022, the Jamaica Defense Force will be celebrating 60 years of existence. The JDF will be celebrating its 60th anniversary in the summer of 2022. Look out for the brand JMT 2022. That's Jamaica Military Tattoo 2022. You may have already heard about it. It is going to be big. It is going to be the biggest thing in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. You may want to attach your brand to JMT 2022. We also have a number of other military parades taking place later this month and also in January of 2022. We wait to take the official photographs and then we will have the departure of our dignitaries. Please, just a little bit more patience, ladies and gentlemen.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly.